Welcome to the Boys Only Podcast. No girls allowed. You love it, your wife hates it. Better put on headphones for this one, cause it's gonna get rowdy. So if you're ready, pop in those earbuds and enjoy the Boys Only Podcast. And alright, welcome everybody to the Boys Only Podcast. Girls, leave the room now. Our first topic is, obviously there's a big one out of the way for all men out there, which is the presidential debate. Yeah, both sides were pretty interesting. I think that Trump and Biden definitely had a scuffle multiple times. You obviously have those clips where Biden said, "Will you just shut up, man?" to Trump, and that was interesting. A lot of people clipped that. The moderator was having a very hard time moderating the debate, and it seemed like a lot of people were at each other's throats. I want to really throw it on to the Patreon questions from this podcast. Patreon.com/boysonlypodcast. We have Michael Dunce here, says that the presidential debate was a disaster, saying that both sides argued like little children, babies, and honestly was just a bad show. I want to know you guys' thoughts on this. The political climate is definitely something that is changing. As of recently, we have a lot of problems in America right now that we just can't ignore. And I think that the political climate has definitely took a turn, for the worse or for the better, depending on how you see it. On the Boys Only Podcast, we really want to strive for neutrality, while also just stating the facts. So, as always, I don't have a take on this, but I really want to hear your guys' take. We have another one from I Love Guns 69 saying that he hopes that Biden gets ran over by a truck. A little bit harsh, but a lot of people, especially a pit bull lover gun guy, says that he agrees. Very strong words, but you have the other side saying that maybe Trump's not doing a very good job. They're saying that he dropped the ball on the coronavirus and that he's not doing a very good job as president. A lot of scandals going around his name, but we saw this back in 2016 when he first won, and they just haven't stopped. But it seems that Trump you have gun lover here saying you can't stop the Trump train, and you have Biden boy saying Biden all the way. So it's tough. Both sides, I think, put up a good fight. And it's really going to be interesting once we get into the election. Speaking of election, we do need to talk about mail-in ballots. Now, mail-in ballots are one of those things where, we don't know because of the whole coronavirus. And we'll get more on the coronavirus later. I know you guys have been itching to talk about that on the Boys Only Podcast. Mail-in ballots is going to be hard because, we have one side saying, mail it in, do whatever you feels comfortable. You have one side saying do only mail-in to stop the coronavirus. You have a third party saying, it's going to get rigged. It's going to get trashed. You have Trump personally saying that there were thrown away ballots with his name. It's a tough battle. And again, because of neutrality, I don't have a side on this. I'm just saying politics are crazy. And that's what we like to tackle on the Boys Only Podcast. Speaking of the coronavirus, a lot of businesses are opening back up, at least on Oahu. I went to the mall the other day, and gotta say, not a lot of social distancing. People are wearing masks, but it's almost as if we didn't learn from the last time. But I can't be too hard because I did go there myself. I did buy some things, okay? Sue me, take my blood. But it was just interesting how many other people had the same idea. Whether it was for good or for worse, that is how the state is right now. And, I really love to hear about your thoughts on, the political climate and coronavirus. We have some environmental issues going on in, let's look this up. Jamie, can you pull that up? Let's see, this latest oil spill. Yes, there's Jamie, can you pull that up? Yeah, so there is an oil spill on the Caribbean about to happen. There's a ship sinking. It's being held down by anchors, but people are saying it's not enough. And apparently none of the governments want to do anything about it. You know, it could be a very big environmental catastrophe, and it's terrible. And I want to take a look at the comments here on that. We have Caribbean Crew 57 saying that yes, the boat is a problem and we should put all our advances on that. The problem is because of the whole coronavirus thing, how is that going to work? You know, a lot of airs are being shut down. You can't come from one side to the other. A lot of mix-ups. But you know, that's why we talk about these things on the Boys Only podcast. We have Jason43 here saying that, you know, maybe we should just see how it plays out. People are saying that, yes, there are some efforts trying to keep the boat sink or afloat, and why should we stop that? We should just let them handle it. My opinion, I really think that we should get involved on that because, hey, it's our world. We already screwed it up enough. We have wildfires always happening because of a gender reveal. We'll get on that later. But yeah, it's serious stuff, and we definitely want to cover that maybe next week when we get more information. This is a developing story. Moving on.